All right, today we're going to talk about a project that's, well, it's a perfect storm. You've got this huge, almost sci-fi vision for AI clashing head-on with the cold, hard, and honestly brutal reality of the crypto market. We're talking about the Kite project, and it is a fascinating story of big dreams versus what's actually happening on the ground.
So here's how we're going to break it down. To really get what's going on with Kite, we first have to talk about the wild world it was born into, what I like to call the crypto trading gauntlet. Then we'll dive into Kite's massive vision, see how the market has really reacted, look at both sides of the argument, and wrap up with a pretty big development that might just change the whole story.
You know, every single crypto project has to run this gauntlet. It's a market where the big players, the market makers, aren't just playing the game. In a lot of ways, they're rigging it. This quote from AllTradey just nails it. Their main goal is often to manipulate prices to basically trap smaller traders like you and me. They're not just helping trades happen, they are actively bending the market to make a profit.
And you got to understand, these guys have a whole playbook of dirty tricks. You've got things like fake breakouts, where they make it look like a coin is about to moon, so you jump in and bam, they reverse it, and your money's gone. Then there are stop hunts. This is where they intentionally push the price down just low enough to hit all the automatic sell orders, your stop losses, before rocketing it back up. These are just a couple of the reasons this is such a tough world for a new token like Kite to even survive in.
But in the middle of all that market chaos, Kite comes along with this incredibly ambitious, super orderly plan. See, they're not just trying to be another token. Their goal is to build the actual financial plumbing for a whole new economic reality that's going to be run by AI.
So, what is this new reality? It's what's known as the agentic economy. Now, the number on this slide, that's what should really grab your attention. We're talking about a potential 4.4 times trillion-dollar market, and that's a McKinsey projection. A market where AI agents aren't just tools we use, they're fully autonomous economic players, buying, selling, and creating value all by themselves.
Okay, but here's the massive problem that Kite is trying to solve. Our entire financial system, everything from your credit card to your bank account, is built for people. It needs you to type in a username, a password, to click confirm. That just falls apart for an AI that needs to do thousands of transactions every minute. Our current system basically keeps these incredibly powerful AI agents locked in a digital cage.
So what's Kite's solution? It's something they call the space framework, and it's designed to completely tear down that cage. Each letter here tackles a huge problem. You've got S for stablecoin native payments. This is key, right? It means transactions are fast and predictable, not all over the place. Then P. This one's cool. Programmable constraints. Think of it like setting rules so your AI doesn't go rogue and empty your bank account. A is for agent-first authentication. Basically a secure way for machines to prove who they are to other machines. C and E round it out with compliance and the ability to do tiny little micropayments without crazy fees. The bottom line here? This is a system built from the ground up, specifically to unlock that multi-trillion-dollar agent economy.
It's a massive, grand vision, for sure. But how's it actually doing in that crypto gauntlet we talked about earlier? Well, let's turn the page because this is where the story takes a very, very sharp turn. The vision met the market, and the market's verdict has been pretty brutal.
Ouch. Just look at that number. A 46% drop from its all-time high, and that high was just a few weeks ago. So this isn't some slow decline. It's a fast, serious correction. It really shows you how quickly the market sentiment has shifted. The initial hype, it's definitely wearing off. And if you look at the numbers, you can see exactly what's driving this drop. First off, the number of people holding the token is actually going down. But what's really telling, and you got to pay attention to this, is that perpetual funding rate. A super negative number like that means the short sellers, the people betting the price will go down, are so sure they're right, they're literally paying other people to take the opposite side of the bet. That is some serious conviction on the bear side. And then there's this, which adds a whole other layer of pressure. It's called dilution risk. This chart really says it all. Only 18% of all the Kite tokens that will ever exist are actually out in the market right now. That means there are over 8 billion more tokens waiting in the wings. Now, if you're an investor, that's a huge red flag, because if all those new tokens hit the market, basic supply and demand says the value of the tokens you're holding could go way down. So, okay, you have this absolutely massive vision on one hand, and then you have this pretty terrible price action on the other. And that sets up two completely different stories for where Kite goes from here. Let's look at the bull case versus the bear case.
Okay, so the bulls, the optimists, they'll tell you, hey, Kite is in the hottest sector around AI, and its valuation is actually pretty low compared to its competitors. They'll point to the roadmap, new products coming, more value being locked on the protocol. But the bears, they'll just point right back at the charts we just looked at. The fundamentals are getting weaker, there's that huge dilution risk, and the price chart, well, it's pretty clearly heading down.
So based on the current data, you gotta admit, the bears have a really strong argument. But, this is crypto, and things can flip in a heartbeat. Just when it seemed like the bears were totally in control, a new piece of info dropped that kind of complicates the whole story, and maybe offers a little glimmer of hope for that big long-term vision.
And here it is, a partnership with Coinbase Ventures. We're talking about one of the biggest, most respected names in the entire crypto space. And they're not just throwing money at it, they are putting their brand, their network, and their resources behind a global hackathon to build out the very agentic economy that Kite is all about. For the project, this is a massive stamp of approval from a major institution that flies right in the face of all the negative market stuff.
Which leaves us with this one final, really important question. You've got a project with a vision that could literally change the world, but that's getting beaten up by the market right now. But now, it's got a seriously powerful ally in its corner. Is that going to be enough to survive the crypto gauntlet and make that vision a reality? In the end, the story of Kite is really the story of the entire crypto space. It's this constant, high-stakes fight between game-changing ideas and the harsh reality of the market. And in that fight, only time is going to tell who wins.